SMT Nation, we are back. Nation, I want to discuss this topic with you all here today. AT&T is not happy with T-Mobile getting involved with first responder business. I'm here to tell AT&T, I'm so damn sorry to hear that. Sucks. But I don't blame T-Mobile for trying to get involved. In fact, I am glad T-Mobile is trying to get involved. Let's talk about it here in today's video. A link for the article will be provided. It's from the T-Mobile report. Link is in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video. Subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. All right, folks, so the basic premise of today's video and why I decided to make it is AT&T has actually produced an internal memo that went out to employees. And the details of the memo are interesting. For those of you that don't know about like first responder network access, Verizon has the frontline service. AT&T has the big one, right? FirstNet, a dedicated cellular frequency in band 14 that is specifically for first responder usage. Not to say that commercial users, consumer and business, wouldn't ever connect to it. They would, but it's got preemption for first responders. It's got priority access. At times of emergencies and high network usage, they got the special access to that. So AT&T's got a specific network core for FirstNet. Frontline service has, very high priority on the Verizon network amongst all traffic. T-Mobile wants to get involved and get in this space, right, with T priority. And then AT&T put out this memo. There's a media statement speaking to, T-Mobile being, kind of doing experimental things, right, utilizing network slicing for first responders and things of that nature. And AT&T says, that's terrible. That's not the way to do it. You don't do experimental things when you have so much at stake. And, it's just a commercial network with a network slice, whatever they're saying. And, they poo-poo everything that T-Mobile is trying to do. And I get it. AT&T probably resents T-Mobile very, very much. And the reason for that is because a long time ago, it's been several quarters, where T-Mobile passed AT&T in total net subscribers, and T-Mobile's not stopping. And while AT&T has enjoyed a lot of growth, they don't give out free lines. So it was just that they were destined to happen. They were going to have more customers, more lines, however you want to look at it. So now with this kind of going public and AT&T kind of showing their frustration or anger or whatever, disapproval, it's kind of off brand. You probably don't want to look like this in public, right? So I'll kind of close out the video by saying this. I, for one, am glad that T-Mobile is trying to infiltrate the space, just like they do with business, just like they did historically for the last decade or plus with consumers. More competition is good for any industry segment. It makes the companies work harder for business. It makes the companies perform better. You have to compete. So I'm good with it. Do I think that T-Mobile has a chance at being better than FirstNet? I think on the surface level, no. I mean, FirstNet has a dedicated frequency, a 10 megahertz paired channel of low band. Plus, they're probably going to get some additional 4.9 gigahertz spectrum for this public safety frequency. We've been talking about that for a while. And of course, FirstNet has tax dollars, the United States taxpayer money for, having all these different network hardening tools. And they've been building to this for several years. Will T-Mobile ever have something as good as FirstNet? I don't think so. I mean, it would be a shock, right? It would be a massive surprise. But I think the fact that AT&T felt compelled to respond means that they view T-Mobile as an absolute threat. So I'm glad that FirstNet and AT&T view them as a threat. I'm glad that T-Mobile exists to compete. And, I think it's also ironic that Verizon doesn't respond. They typically don't. Occasionally they do once in a while, but, they're not going to say anything here. And I don't blame them. When it comes to first responders, I think most first responders are looking at Verizon and FirstNet with AT&T. I think they look at them, as the legitimate places as coverage options and reliable network access, I don't think they're going to look at T-Mobile for that. But the fact that they exist and the fact that AT&T responded tells you everything you need to know. But what do you guys think? What do you think of T-Mobile's approach? What do you think of AT&T's kind of disdain for the being of T-Mobile in this space? And I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on this. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.